2 severe flood warnings, meaning there's a danger to life, are in place along the River Severn in Shropshire. Sean Lloyd has more.
Shrewsbury hasn't seen the River Severn at this level for 20 years, but it's staying open for business. People trying to go about their daily lives, keeping a guest house open when half of the bedrooms are underwater, and water levels have continued to rise throughout the day. Flood defences have held in some parts of the town, but they're not to be found everywhere, and those who took a chance on leaving their cars here have been caught out.
I've come down here today to move my girlfriend's car because I told her it would be safe to park it in the car park. It's the red one over there.
You're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, I'm not moving it.
But others are getting around any way they can, navigating their way through the floods. Sean Lloyd, BBC News, Shrewsbury.
Hello. By the end of this forecast, we'll be looking at the start of meteorological spring. Before we get there, some of us still very much stuck in winter, particularly across northern England, Northern Ireland and Scotland, which saw some disruptive snow through Monday. Elsewhere across England and Wales, a spell of heavier rain exacerbated the flood risk. And whilst it's not as wet as it has been over the next 10 days, many areas still very sensitive to even small amounts of rain. And there are a number of flood warnings still in place. Here's how Tuesday shapes up. We've got a cold northwesterly wind, strong winds as well, pushing plenty of wintry showers across the UK, and we're all in this colder air. So whilst parts of England and Wales have had a fairly mild weekend, we'll all notice the difference as we go into Tuesday. And there'll be lots of these wintry showers around. By wintry, I mean they could contain sleet, hail, snow, maybe even thunder and lightning. Most frequent the further west you are, but nowhere immune from these wintry showers. They'll be blown through fairly quickly on these strong and gusty winds. Strongest winds probably across southwest England and along Channel coast. Temperatures 5 to 9 Celsius. Add on the strength of the wind, it's going to feel even colder. And it's a similar sort of setup as we go into Wednesday. Cold and fairly brisk northwesterly winds. The strongest winds across southwest England and through the Channel Islands, where we could see gales for a time. Not quite as many showers around on Wednesday, mostly focused across northern and western Scotland, Northern Ireland, parts of northern England, a few across Wales and into the Midlands. Generally, the further south and east you are, the better chance you have of staying mainly dry with some sunshine. But another cold feeling day, especially given the strength of the wind. And just cast your minds back to this time last year, to February the 26th, we saw a high of 21 Celsius at Kew Gardens. It will feel very different on Wednesday. Keeping an eye on Thursday, because it looks like this area of rain across the Channel could possibly come a little bit further northwards. Just keeping an eye on the exact detail. Away from here, actually a drier day for many. A few wintry showers across northern and western Scotland, maybe northwest England. Again, a cold feeling day given the strength of the wind. It's Friday that it looks like we'll see our next spell of more persistent rain arriving from these fronts in the Atlantic and gradually pushing their way north and eastwards. And they're going to hang around for a couple of days. So it's a really messy picture on Friday. Some spells of persistent and maybe heavy rain across parts of England and Wales. Still some winteriness to the precipitation across parts of Scotland and Northern Ireland. In here, temperatures perhaps 5 to 7 Celsius, starting to perk up a little bit further south. It may not feel 10 or 11 Celsius given the strength of the wind and the rain. And there's more rain to come as we go into Saturday. An even messier picture as these frontal systems continue on their journey north and eastwards. Some of that rain heavy and persistent, translating to snow over the hills of northern England and Scotland for a time on Saturday. So further unsettled weather to start the weekend. Quite cold across Scotland and Northern Ireland. For England and Wales, we're looking at highs of 8 to 10 Celsius. If you have outdoor plans this weekend, Sunday for many, probably the drier day, but still the risk of further snow across the higher ground of Scotland. Some outbreaks of rain into Northern Ireland. Colder feeling day again on Sunday with highs of 5 to 9 Celsius. Further ahead, as we look ahead into next week, well, low pressure still very much in charge, continuing to push in from off the Atlantic. But notice the isobars, slightly wider space, so not quite as windy as we look ahead to next week. But with low pressure nearby, still means a risk of showers. Some of them will be wintry. The wind's not as strong, still feeling quite chilly though, and also a risk of overnight frost. So if you're looking for something drier as we move into meteorological spring, no sign of that at the moment. Bye-bye.